I hit.
He
What?
hit.
What? I don't even know what I hit. Oh, that's my first shot. Everyone's gonna say it's ass. This right here is the worst part of this game, dude. You finally find a server, and then you get kicked for a privileged user. Like, wait, I got trick shotted? No, not again. Not again. No. Bro, I'm cooking in this free-for-all. Ooh. So they've finally gone ahead and released the files for H2M, even though they got a cease and desist. So we are still able to play it, but the game just feels like incomplete since the actual developers of the game didn't get to release the files, and there's not going to be updates. Lobbies are extremely hard to find, especially servers. You'll be kicked for privileged users. Lobbies will be full. Lobbies will also just have a bunch of players in them that are just not fun to play against, I'll tell you that. Overall, the game itself is pretty fun. It does feel a lot like the original Modern Warfare 2. It does feel a lot like that. For trick shotting, it is so good. The trick shot lobbies themselves are really easy to get into. They're pretty fun to actually play. That's actually where I've been having the most fun, playing the free-for-all sniping with the trick shotters and then having a chance to go for a trick shot at last. The game overall just feels a little incomplete since that the actual developers of the games weren't able to come out with servers and updates and release different maps and guns that they were planning on releasing. I saw something the other day where Alistair, one of the developers, was talking about how they were planning on bringing in some of the MW3 maps, so we won't be getting those since Activision put the cease and desist on this game. It is a pretty fun game though once you find a good lobby. It's just once you're in the lobby for a little bit, it does start to get pretty sweaty. And some of the lobbies themselves actually don't just put you right back in them. You actually have to try to get back in them or join the same lobby, and sometimes it does fill up quicker than you're able to get back in it. If you do find a server and like a server code, I mean, you can always enter it and get back in a little bit quicker, especially if the game just ends and then you type in the code and just join back. Clips on it, however, if you are trying to be a actual sniper and try and hit some clips, it is a little difficult. It could be a skill issue. I could just be bad at this game. However, some of the lobbies just feel a little bit too sweaty to even try and hit something good. Even though that was just kind of nice right there, I'll take that. The spawns and everything aren't the original MW2 spawns. Since it has to be ran on the MW remastered servers, the spawns just aren't the same. A lot of people do run tac insertions, so that does kind of eliminate any sort of like resetting the spawns and getting kind of a spawn trap going. And you will play a lot of snipers, and snipers obviously are going to know where exactly the spots that you're trying to hit from and a lot of the main spots, so it is a little bit more difficult to hit some kind of clips. As long as you're on a good ping server and you sort by ping when searching for them, it does feel very smooth. I've hardly ever lagged. There's been a couple servers that I've joined with higher ping that I will get a little bit of lag on, but mainly I haven't gotten much. I mean, the game itself feels really good. I've been enjoying the majority of it. However, like I said, sometimes there are some downsides to it. Some of the old weapons from MW2 that they brought back are still as overpowered as they were back in the day. I mean, the ACR and the FAMAS are still king. If you run into anyone that's any sort of gun skill using the FAMAS, I mean, just consider yourself done. It shoots quicker, and I think it hits harder than my sniper does sometimes. It's ridiculous how quick the actual FAMAS can kill you in this game. They did eliminate some of the most annoying things, though. You will not get one-man armied. However, some of the launchers, like the Thumper, are still in the game, and those are ridiculous, and people will spray you with them, and yeah, it's pretty tough to beat one of those. If you are planning on downloading the game files and everything, just make sure you get them from a pretty trusted source. There's plenty of people on Twitter that are releasing them, but I've seen where some people are releasing like a prior version, kind of like a beta, where you don't have a lot of the things. If you get the good version, it runs very smooth. You get the same like kind of glide and everything with the sniper that you used to get in MW2. As long as you get the good game file, so just be sure you're making sure who you get it from. Don't just get it from some random Twitter account. Make sure other people have kind of said that this person has released a good file. Don't just download the first one you see on Twitter or Google. I do highly recommend, though, if you are a fan of MW2, the original, it's definitely worth downloading this game and playing it. I mean, it is a lot of fun. The only other real big downside to this game is that there is no way to play with your friends. You guys can all load on to the same server. There is, with the amount of traffic on them and the limited amount of servers, there is no guarantee that you guys will all get into the same one. However, you can't guarantee you'll be on the same team either. It's kind of just, it fills as you load in. So like if you guys all load in at the same time, odds are you're probably not going to be on the same team, so you're not going to be able to six-man with your friends or party up. It's just you can play lobbies against each other, which is fun. I mean, you can always, you know, clip your friends and make fun of them, but other than that, you're not going to be able to actually play on the same team as your friends unless you kind of get lucky with it. Me and my friends have kind of just been loading into the same lobby and either hoping we're on the same team or just honestly just playing against each other and having fun. It's still a good time. I mean, it's the same as when your friend would join session back in the day and you would just try to absolutely destroy him. So it does give some satisfaction, but if you are looking to pub stomp and do all that with your friends, it's not going to happen. Search lobbies, I know you can't party up. I believe it's the same thing where you just kind of load in, and if you do get into a search lobby, you're not going to be on your friend's team unless you get lucky. I will say, though, mechanics-wise for this game, they have absolutely killed every single mechanic in this game. Snipers feel extremely well. They're the same thing that you used to play in Modern Warfare 2. There is a little bit of an issue where people are having with if you're a controller player. And if you plug in your controller and it doesn't work, people have been having to use DS4 Windows and do some controller programming and remapping. Personally, I just plugged mine in and it was good to go. So I didn't really have any problems with it. I know some people have been getting lucky with that and not having to do anything, but a lot of people have had to download DS4 Windows and have to remap everything. From what I've found out is K-BAM on this game too is a little funny. People are just saying it feels weird. I think it's just because everyone's used to the new games and everything, but I've had hardly any problems with it. I mean, it was a little strange at the start where it felt like there was maybe some sort of delay or some sort of interference when you plug in the controller, but after a while you just kind of get used to it. I think it's just coming from new gen and everything like that, you know, it just doesn't feel the same that it does in MW3, but honestly, once you play a couple of games, it's really just, it feels the same. I've had no problems ever since. You just have to kind of get used to it. It really is just a shame that Activision put a cease and desist on the developers of this game. They had so many plans to bring in so many good things like MW3 maps and weapons, and I felt like the lifespan of this game could last so much longer if there was some actual updates and stuff that they could do. Now it's kind of just like we have this game and this is about it. I mean, you have the servers that people are going to create, and that's kind of all that you're going to get. There's going to be no more game modes or anything added to it just due to the cease and desist, which I understand. I mean, Activision is a huge company. You really don't want to have to go up against them, but it's just a shame that they've kind of put a stop to this, even though this is something we've wanted for years. I think a lot of people were thinking that this game was going to put a hurting on Black Ops 6, and if you didn't want to play the new gen COD, that you could have this game. Honestly, with the amount of updates that aren't going to be happening, and it's kind of just like, this is what we get, I think it's going to have a shorter lifespan than it would have if the developers were actually able to update and make changes. And with Black Ops 6 right around the corner, I don't see this game lasting very long. Personally, I'll probably play it for a little bit, but once Black Ops 6 comes out, I think my time on this game is done. I'll probably go back to it here and there, but Black Ops 6 is really what I'm looking forward to at this point, especially if there's going to be no sort of updates or anything that can change, because this game is going to get stale, especially since I've been playing it since 2009. It is a really fun game though. Like, if you can get your hands on the game files and load in and everything, it's pretty simple once you've had it, and then you can just kind of load in pretty easy. Lobbies is really the only downside to it, just finding one, but once you get one, you're good. I highly encourage everyone to kind of go in and try and download this. It is a lot of fun, but like I said, I think the time on it is going to be pretty short-lived, especially Black Ops 6 being right around the corner, and Treyarch never makes a bad game. It's just, this game's not going to hold up the way it would have if there was able to be updates. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, sub. Anything like that is really appreciated. And I do stream on Kick just about every day. It's kick.com/itsdavy. If you want to check it out, I'll probably be playing this game for a little bit. And then Black Ops 6, we're definitely going to kill it. So I appreciate y'all, and see ya.